Hi everybody, it's Tatsu-san. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you guys are enjoying watching a Dragon Hunter using dual two-hander weapons. It's a lot of fun to play if you particularly like playing with melee weapons, getting in close. There's super high impact, super high damage, and also the burst DPS is pretty impressive. Let me go ahead and show you my build to explain the whys and how this works. So our two-hander weapons, there's not very much survivability skills, so you're really just using a lot of pressure on your opponents. So let me go ahead and show you, let me see my skills really quick, my traits. I'm using the Marauders armor with Scholar runes. Now you can switch out your runes, or you can even switch out your armor, but I like to keep the high pressure. I'm using the Marauders for the vitality, so because our health is actually really low, so this actually gives me a little bit of a challenge to survive. So the Scholar runes keeps the high power and pressure ferocity up, so you can switch that out to something more survivable, or maybe with something with more mobility, but I like to keep the high pressure. I'm using all my traits and my utilities for my survivability. So here's the numbers. These are all Berserker trinkets, by the way. The numbers is pretty decently high. You have 231 on the critical damage, 65% on the critical chance, and about 2900 on the power, which is pretty decent with proper food and I think you call it oils. So those numbers are pretty high. Let me go ahead and show you the traits. I'm using the Radiance trait and the Virtues trait. You're probably thinking, why Radiance? Because it's not Zeal, the general power DPS build. The reason why I'm using Radiance is because of the passive skills, and this is what's going to help you survive. So this Justice is blind, excuse me, will apply blindness to your targets. What's going to happen is when you use your Virtue 1, you're going to have a white aura around you, and it's a very small radius, but what that aura is going to do is it's going to blind your targets and give you incoming protection, 10% incoming damage protection, condi protection, excuse me. How do you get people in your 240 radius? That's kind of hard to do on range characters, but our job is to close the gap, use our Spirit Justice, pull them in, or use Judge's Intervention to catch them. You can also use your Dragon's Maul, which is actually pretty powerful because it applies a damage power boon, and it also traps your targets, pulls them into a close range where you can use your survivability skills and your blindness. So that's really good on the Radiance. The other traits is all about power. So increasing power, and especially increasing the critical chance and critical damage with the ferocity. So I'm going to show you those numbers in just a bit. I'm going to show you the Virtues trait. Now this is a typical Dragon Hunter's trait as well. So you're going to have some protection here, but what's important is the Glacial Heart. That's because you're using your two-hander weapon, and when you use your Glacial Blow, it converts it to a Glacial Heart, which is an unblockable skill, and it chills your target. So then after you do that, your slow hitting hammers can actually hit, you can actually get those off on your target. And the symbol protection is your third hit. That's pretty powerful because it actually hits them 3 times. So it's hit once followed by 2 quick attacks afterwards. So you're really hitting your target 5 times when you can pull this off. So just spam 1 1 1 1 1, and you're going to do a lot of damage. So and another thing that's very important is the Abominable Courage. Now what this does is it's going to give you a stun break and also a stability when you apply your Shield of Courage virtue here. So as you can see, you have your protection, your stability, resolution, and ages for 30 seconds. So it's very powerful, and if you actually take it off, you're going to see what you're missing. So you're missing the stun break and the stab, the stability. So that's very important to have. So with my trait using dual two-hander weapons, you're going to have a lot of survivability based off of that. And another thing that's going to give you keep you alive is the Save Yourself. Now typically people will think, hey, this is by the word save yourself. You use that as some type of protection type skill or utility, right? But I actually use it for offense. Loot all those boons that you get for protection, but also for might and fury. Now you want to have all that protection when you go in. It's just like a raid. When you go in, you want to have stab, you want to have all the aegis, you want to have all that protection as you go in. Same thing here when you roam around. You're going to have all those protection as you go in, and you don't have a lot of stab, so you're basically going to burst in, do a lot of damage. If they interrupt you, well, you got to use your shield of courage and get out, or try to evade using your dodge or something like that. So let's look at the numbers with this build. So I already showed you this number here, but what you do is when you apply your Dragon's Maul, you're going to get 300 power, and then you're going to use your save yourself with your burst damage. And this is, you don't see this here, but you're going to see it in play, the Sigil Rage. And I don't know if I told you about that, but the Sigil Rage is very important for this build. So what happens is I use it on both weapons. Your heavy hitters are really slow, so and it's actually very visible. So if you're playing a good PvP player, they're going to see that and they're going to know to dodge out of it, right? So you think that'd be fast, but it's not. It doesn't look that fast. So the Sigil Rage, when it applies, when it procs, it actually is super fast, and it actually may look like it's hitting definitely two, but possibly 3 times, maybe 4 times as fast when you see it in play. It's super fast. So let's go ahead and see the numbers. When you pop your Dragon's Maul, followed by your save yourself, you're actually over 100% on the critical chance, and it's about 227. Actually, with your applied oils, excuse me, I use a cheap oil, so I'm very broke. I usually get about 231, but let's say it's 227 here, and your power is about it's over 2,900. Sometimes I get it at 3,000 with the proper food and buffs. So let's go ahead and look at the Zeal trait, just to compare. Now this is your typical Zeal power build in Dragon Hunter. So it's all about DPS and just a little bit of protection. Here you got some resolution of about 2.5 seconds. Not that much. Right? Everything else is just damage. Now you can switch off to some additional resolution, etc., but I don't think it's very I mean, it's viable, but not compared to the Radiance build. So the rest of it is just about power, which is all great. And let's go ahead and look at the numbers. You got more on the power. Your crit is a little bit high, 3%. I think I got some type of boon going on. Oh yeah, okay, there it is. And then your critical damage is only 217. So these are high, but not that high. Let's go ahead and pop these and see what it looks like. 83% crit, 217 on the critical damage, and 3200 on the power. While this looks high, it's doesn't do as much damage compared to the Radiance. I mean, compared to 100% crit and 227, that's a 10% critical damage. So that's actually very significant. So when you can try it and see how it is, but I find out that the Radiance build seems to be more powerful, more viable in surviving as well, and that's important. Okay, so on that note, some of the skills that we use to play with, you use your virtues, Spear of Justice, to close your gap. If you're playing against stealth classes, this helps prevent them from stealthing, so that's a big thing too. So visibility of your target is huge, and then of course you have to predict where they're going to be too. So, but this is a very nice tool to have. Another nice tool to have is your Bane Signet. You can switch this out to stab or some other tool, but I like to keep the power up. And one of the cool things about this is that you can knock your opponent down for 3 seconds. And this is probably another underrated utility skill. A lot of people think, yeah, use for PvE, but it's actually very powerful for PvP because you can knock your opponent down, and it has a pretty high range, 1200. So I use this with ranged characters, Rangers, Thieves, Ellies, Mesmers. It's very powerful. Once you knock them down, then you can close your gap. You can leap in, or you can Judge's Intervention to get them, pop your maul, and then spin. So it's very, very powerful. Another powerful tool to use in this gameplay is your courage. Of course, you got your break, stun break, but also your protection and your stab, so that's very huge. And this is Wings of Resolve. You can close your gap by leaping in or getting away by getting out with this. So once you see it in play, you're going to see how this works well, and particularly this Sigil Rage. When you watch my videos and see it apply, you're going to say, wow, that's just insane. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys try it out, let me know how you think. Go ahead and put some comments and see what, give me some feedbacks, and also give me a thumbs up if you like the videos. Thanks a lot. I got this pain and it feels like you and me are over. Wish I wasn't so bad. Not enough in my vein, but I'm dripping so insane. We are over. Wish I wasn't so bad. I'm really losing my way. Can't remember that I liked you, no, I really don't. But I got this pain and it feels like you and me are over. Wish I wasn't sober.
While you were talking about our love, you kept the beauty of today. Never, life is now or never. Forever never comes around. Forever and ever, life is now or never. Forever's gonna slow you down. You never see me again. Someone's gonna cry for you. You never see me again. No matter what you do, you never see me again. Someone's gonna cry for you. You never see me again. I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. They say I should feel guilty and change my ways, even broken bodies in my wakes where I didn't mean to make them pray, where I didn't mean to make them pray. They're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Redemption came.
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves, and everybody's watching her. Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves, everybody's watching her. Oh, just look at it. We go fast with the game we play. Who knows why it's gotta be this way?